Day 10, January 7th, 2026, the new cycle begins. This is day 10 of my journey, January 7th, 2026, the first day of my new 5 day dry fasting cycle, and I want to share something profound that crystallized for me today. Weight 206.4 pounds, down 13.6 pounds from my starting weight of 220. Waist 41 inches, down 4.5 inches from the starting 45.5. Energy 10 out of 10. Perfect. Mood 10 out of 10. Perfect. These numbers tell an incredible story. But what's even more important is what I realized today. Let me share what I wrote in my journal this morning. That quarter-pound brisket I had yesterday evening is the only thing I am ever eating this year. Read that sentence carefully. It's not hyperbole, it's a declaration. A quarter-pound of brisket, that's my food for this lifestyle. Not a variety of meals, not different cuisines for different moods. One food, one portion, one purpose. When I eat brisket. When I don't eat, which is most of the time, I fast. This is the ultimate simplification, the complete removal of food decisions from my life. Let me explain why this declaration makes sense. The fasting-focused lifestyle isn't about finding the perfect diet. It's about removing diet as a variable altogether. Most people spend enormous mental energy on food. What should I eat for breakfast? What's for lunch? Should I cook or order out? Is this healthy? Is this too much? I shouldn't have eaten that. I'll eat better tomorrow. This constant negotiation consumes time, energy, and willpower, and it never ends. Every day brings new food decisions, new temptations, new failures. My approach eliminates all of it. Fasting is the default. When I do eat, on my signaling days, I eat one thing, a quarter-pound of lean brisket. No decisions, no variety, no negotiation. The cognitive load drops to zero. Let me describe how I felt this morning starting my new 5 day fast. I feel so grounded, balanced, no bloating, no lethargy, nothing. This is remarkable. The morning after eating, typically when people feel sluggish, heavy, digesting, I felt grounded and balanced. Why? Because of how I ate. I ate before 7 p.m. the previous night. That gave me 6 hours before I started the fast. Plenty of time for complete digestion. I ate simply, just brisket, no sides, no sauce, easy for the body to process, no complex combinations requiring extended digestion. I ate the right amount, a quarter-pound, enough to signal, not enough to burden. The result, I woke up clean, ready to fast. No residue from the previous day's eating. This is the power of the protocol. Eat once, eat early, eat simply, close the loop cleanly. When you follow these rules, the transition back to fasting is seamless. There's no bloating to deal with, no sluggishness to push through, no regret about what you ate. You signal, you digest, you return to fasting like nothing happened, because really almost nothing did. A quarter-pound of brisket is barely an interruption to the fasted state. I want to talk about the psychology of this moment. Day 10 of my journey, day 1 of my new cycle, and I'm not dreading the fast ahead. I'm not bargaining for more food. I'm not sad about the brisket being over. I'm neutral, which is exactly right. Food no longer controls my emotions. The presence of food doesn't excite me. The absence of food doesn't depress me. Food is just a tool, a signaling mechanism that I use briefly and then set aside. This emotional neutrality around food is perhaps the greatest achievement of the past 10 days. More significant than the weight loss, more significant than the waist reduction. I'm free. Let me put the journey in context. 10 days ago, I started at 220 pounds with a 45.5-inch waist. I was enslaved to constant eating. Every few hours I needed food. Food was entertainment. Food was comfort. Food was escape. Today, I'm at 206.4 pounds with a 41-inch waist. I've lost 13.6 pounds net, accounting for the refeed. I've lost 4.5 inches off my waist. And more importantly, I've proven to myself that I can go 8 days without any food or water, that the hunger I thought was unbearable was actually just habit, that my body can thrive on its own resources. The next 5 days of dry fasting don't scare me. They're just the baseline, the normal state, what I do. I want to share my vision for the year ahead. The pattern will repeat. 5 day dry fast, 1 day signal, quarter-pound brisket. 5 day dry fast, 1 day signal, 7 day dry fast, 1 day signal. Over the course of 2026, I will fast for the vast majority of days. Eating will be rare, precise, and consistent. Always brisket, always a quarter-pound, always early in the evening. My starting weight was 220. My goal is 150. That's 70 pounds to lose. Based on the first cycle, I'm losing about 2 pounds per fasting day, factoring in refeed regain. With the fasting patterns I've outlined, I'll be fasting roughly 280 days this year. At 2 pounds per fasting day on average, well, you can do the math. The goal of 150 pounds isn't just achievable, it's almost inevitable if I maintain the protocol. I created a dedicated section on my website for brisket signaling. I wrote, I have even dedicated a section on this website to the great brisket under the meal planning. This might seem strange, dedicating an entire section of a website to one food, but it makes perfect sense in this context. The quarter pound of brisket isn't just food, it's the cornerstone of the entire system. It's the minimal intervention that allows me to fast indefinitely while preserving muscle and maintaining metabolic function. It deserves its own section. It deserves celebration. Let me share the principles I'm carrying forward from day 10. 1. Fasting is the baseline. Eating is the exception. 2. When I eat brisket. Quarter pound, no sauce, no sides. 3. I eat early, at least 4 to 6 hours before the next fast begins. 4. I don't negotiate with hunger. Time resolves it. The fast continues. 5. Boredom with food is success, not failure. 6. The goal is not weight loss. The goal is freedom from food obsession. Weight loss is a byproduct. 7. I play the long game. This is a lifestyle, not a diet. Day 10. Summary. Date, January 7th, 2026. Day type, day 1 of new 5-day dry fast cycle. Weight, 206.4 pounds. Waist, 41 inches. Energy level, 10 out of 10. Mood, 10 out of 10. Key declarations. That quarter pound brisket I had yesterday evening is the only thing I am ever eating this year. I feel so grounded, balanced, no bloating, no lethargy, nothing. Brisket signaling protocol officially adopted as permanent approach. Journey status, days completed 10, net weight lost 13.6 pounds, net waist lost 4.5 inches, current fast, day 1 of 5, next signaling day, January 12th, 2026. This concludes my detailed day-by-day report of the first cycle of my dry fasting journey. From December 29th, 2025 to January 7th, 2026, I experienced something transformative, not just physically, though the 17.2 pounds lost during the fast and 3 net inches off the waist are significant, but psychologically, spiritually even. I discovered that I don't need to eat constantly. That hunger passes, that clarity comes from fasting, not from feeding, that a quarter pound of brisket is enough. The journey continues, the fast will repeat, the brisket will signal, and day by day, week by week, month by month, I will become the person I'm meant to be. Thank you for watching all of this. I know it's unconventional. I know it challenges conventional wisdom, but I hope you can see in my data, in my experience, in my transformation, there's something real here. Fast deeply, signal briefly, return cleanly. That's the protocol, and I'm living it. End of first cycle, complete documentation. Complete journey summary. Starting point, December 29th, 2025. Weight, 220.0 pounds. Waist, 45.5 inches. BMI, 29.8. End of 8-day dry fast, January 5th, 2026. Weight, 202.8 pounds. Waist, 41.5 inches. Total fasting. Weight loss, 17.2 pounds. Total fasting. Waist loss, 4 inches. After signaling day, January 6th, 2026. Weight, 209.2 pounds. Waist, 42.5 inches. Day 10. New cycle begins, January 7th, 2026. Weight, 206.4 pounds. Waist, 41 inches. Net weight loss, 13.6 pounds. Net waist loss, 4.5 inches. Key achievements: completed 8-day dry fast successfully, quit vaping simultaneously, discovered quarter pound brisket as optimal signaling meal, established fasting focused lifestyle protocol, documented entire journey. The journey continues.